And we're back. Right.
Hello.
It's not just me talking over the intro this time.
That wasn't the intro, that was the coming back. Anyway.
Still.
Arya, you have wandered out and climbed up a tree.
I have.
What are you doing up said tree?
So, she is going to get out her panpipes.
Yeah.
And she's not gonna play them though. She's just gonna kind of like sit there and like hold them,
Look at them and remember.
get them and remember. She's probably gonna cry a little bit too. Cause like you know when you like have a crying session and like you think you're like fine and then like an hour
And then
later
like
you're
you're just
nope.
like triggered by like the tiniest little thing.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna cry again, and then you start crying again. That's basically what happened.
What have you done with your dog?
Lyra, I assume, is just like chilled at the bottom of the tree.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lyra, you can't join me. I mean, I guess I could like carry her up, but it would be hard to do.
Have you ever tried to carry your dog anywhere, especially a large dog? They're just like, oh god,
Yeah.
what is happening? Where is the ground?
Very true.
They look so surprised.
Ah!
Ah, I'm flying. Oh dear. Yeah.
I'm now just getting memories of when my sister was crying and my dog was like looking at my sister and she was just like, oh god, the human is broken and water is coming out. What do I do?
My cat does this thing where if I'm crying, she'll just come up and like meow at me incessantly, and I'm like, what?
Do you reckon Lyra does the whole squirrel thing?
Probably not. I think she's a bit more intelligent than the average.
She's
dog.
she's also
I
a
know.
wolf, so she's not that interested with chasing things.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, wolves aren't. They don't really do that as much.
That would have
so.
been so funny. Just
Anyway.
all of a sudden Lyra runs off one day because she's chasing a squirrel.
Roll me a perception check whilst you're up in this tree.
Does Lyra get one too? Oh my
No.
god.
Oh, bored.
Well,
Looking at
Wow.
panpipes too much.
I see fucking nothing.
You see panpipes.
Tears.
I see panpipes and the memories of my lost friend. That's what I see.
Okay. You are very lost in right until you hear you basically hear a voice that you recognize speaking from some way underneath you. And from the way they're talking, they seem to be talking quite quietly, and they don't seem to be talking to you. You seem to just be overhearing a conversation. Unsurprisingly, the conversation is in Elvish.
Is it Ilran?
It's Simone's voice.
Okay, that's fair. I would have been happy with either one.
Yeah.
But who is she
but-
talking to?
Yeah, she basically says, I don't see why you have to do this by yourself. To which point Ilran responds, well, I would not wish to impose on our guests any day, and no one else is fit to do this.
Wait, what is he doing?
Oh,
I don't know,
boy.
you'd have to find out.
Can I like look down? Try to
Yeah,
see
you
where they
can
are?
look down. Roll me another perception check. Yeah, okay. You spot them away below you.
Mhm.
And they both seem to be walking back towards town. To which Elrond's response is, those fires will have been a beacon to anything within 100 miles of here that we are vulnerable. Somebody has to do this, and if I don't do it, then there isn't any. Which point, like, they're holding hands, and she sort of stands still and stops him walking any further. And he turns back to face her. Looks at her and says, you know I have to.
Don't be an idiot, Ilran.
As you're watching this discussion, roll me stealth. Because presumably you're
Myself-
trying not to be noticed up in this tree.
My stealth checks have been famously awful, so here we go. Yep.
That's average. Okay.
No, 5.
Yeah, I rolled a 5.
No,
I have
you rolled two
modifier.
5s actually.
Ilran
Yeah.
seems to be completely not paying attention to his surroundings.
Good job, Ranger. Doing good.
And he basically says, well, actually, no. The last thing he said was, I have to do this. So actually, Sonny is gonna say, then I should come with you. At which point he looks at her resignedly and says, if you must. At which point he turns to sort of go away, and she still sort of like holds his hand, and he turns back, and he sort of like he looks at her as if to say, what? At which point she looks at him for a long time and says, I need you.
Ah!
Oh my god.
I think somebody just shot Luka.
Luka is dead. Rip in peace.
Rep.
Total player kill.
Lukadarkwater, whatever year you were born, 2016.
Death. Anyway, keep going.
Keep throwing that fuel on there.
Just keep throwing it in there. I'm ready.
At which point, yeah, she says, I need you, And he looks back, and I know. And very slowly,
Yes!
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
they
Here it
kiss.
comes! Yay! Oh, I'm so blessed on this day.
You don't even know what they're doing.
I totally see them.
Yeah, you see them.
Arya totally sees this all happening. Even though Illirin's being an idiot.
You have no idea what they're up to.
I mean, it's not sounding good if he's like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this on my own. This is my hero's journey, blah blah.
Yeah, basically, like, after... I don't know, how long is an uncomfortably lingering kiss?
A long time.
As an expert,
As an expert.
I would say about anywhere between 20 and 30 seconds.
Good God, how do you breathe?
Through my nose, Ferrous. Through my nose.
How do you breathe? You don't.
Seriously, I don't understand this. Like, oh, you need to have good breath. No, just breathe through your fucking nose. It's easy.
That is true.
Fucking hell, you're all idiots.
Wow, Cav, I didn't. I'm so
Jeez.
passionate about this. Jesus.
No idea you were such an enthusiastic expert, Jesus. Right. After an uncomfortably long exchange, they finally part. At which point Arya rolls her eyes and thinks, finally.
No, Arya's like, aw, yeah.
No, look, that's you.
It's
About
you,
time.
not Arya. Arya's more interested in what they're about to do. Yeah, no, they basically disappear off down the hill until it is difficult for you to see them because they basically go around a corner. How do you react to that?
I'm tempted to follow Illiran. Yeah, I'm gonna follow Illiran.
Okay. Are you gonna
I-
do it stealthily, or are you gonna do it obviously?
No, I'm just gonna walk.
Yeah, you climb down and you follow him. In the meantime, V,
Hello.
hello. What do you want to do?
I would like to wait until everyone is asleep, and then I would like to get up and sneak out of the building.
Okay. Roll me a perception check with advantage.
It's very good.
Oh my god.
You notice that most of them seem to go to sleep fairly quickly. You then attempt to leave the building. Indeed.
Woohoo!
Swan dive into the floorboards.
Yeah, basically, it would be very difficult for you to sneak out because you basically have to go through the room that is basically the hospital. But nobody cares enough to like notice you leaving anyway. Like nobody is restricting you from going wherever you want. There's so many people moving around that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's still a full-time care facility. Like there's whilst most people have gone to sleep, there's still like a lot of people who are receiving treatment, etc. from people who are. So.
Yeah.
Do as you wish.
Is the ancient tree far away?
Yes, it is probably an hour or so.
Can I go there anyway?
Yes.
Oh god. Why are you doing?
Vondal will be very disappointed in you.
I know, he's gonna be so
Oh my God,
disappointed.
if you're not back.
No, he'll panic first. He'll panic way before that.
As you leave, roll me a perception check. Okay.
Oh my god.
Shit.
Literally.
As you are about to begin walking down the hill, you see in the distance Simone and Ilaran. They seem to be engaged in some sort of mouth-based altercation.
Wow.
I don't want to bother right now. I'm gonna keep going.
Mouth-based
Do-
altercation.
If you don't want to be spotted by them, you'll have to wait for them to finish.
Fine.
Okay.
I have time.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Uh-oh. This is the part where it all goes wrong.
Okay. You do a fairly good job of hiding. I mean, it is pretty dark, and
And they are distracted.
yeah, they're distracted. But more importantly, as they begin to leave, you hear the sounds of basically somebody jumping out of a tree. At which point you continue to stay hidden. At which point Arya follows the two of them off. Good job you waited.
Yeah. But Arya hasn't seen me.
Arya has not seen you now.
Okay, then I continue.
Mm.
Bye.
Is there no way? I guess there's no way I would know to do a perception check.
I rolled your well, based off your passive perception, it's still a failure. I rolled your perception because you were aware of your surroundings. And
Ah.
she basically has advantage for this because it's darkness.
I have night vision.
Oh yeah, true. Still a failure.
Ah.
Ah.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, you head off. How are you traveling to this? Are you just walking?
Briskly walking.
Okay.
I do still want to. I kind of want to be back before sunrise so nobody notices.
Yeah, you can comfortably do that. You've got like 6 hours, so you could feasibly walk there, spend 2 hours back, and still. But yes, roll me. Roll me survival checks.
Excellent.
Oh god.
You're trying to navigate a forest in the dark. Okay, you do pretty good.
I have +6.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Time for me to roll 1d100.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh V, if you get yourself hurt, I'm gonna be.
God.
Can you roll me a
Hi.
perception check?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Wow. Double crit of destiny.
As
you see a
you,
small tiefling girl in the bush.
I wish.
Everyone's
Oh,
favourite small
shit.
tiefling girl in the bush.
No, as you are walking, you basically hear in the distance the sound of basically like the thundering of hooves, basically. And you very very wisely decide to take cover. Basically, as in front of you, there's basically like a small animal trail that runs a path, and basically, like as you take cover, two creatures basically appear, seemingly basically out of just like out of the tree line, and charge past you. Roll me a nature check.
This is an interesting trip in the middle of the night. Ah,
Yeah.
shit.
Okay, you have never seen creatures like this before. They seem to be half man, half horse,
Oh, centaurs.
Oh, gee.
but you don't know that.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
know that, but...
And they ride past you in the darkness, and they do not see you.
Centaurs aren't necessarily evil, right? They're neutral, aren't they?
But would I speak in common, or would I speak in horse to them? That's a very important question.
Oh god, what a social faux pas to deal with!
Are they...
Who knows?
Yeah, but wouldn't they be
That's a
classified
good
as fey
question.
creatures? Wouldn't they be classified? Are they not fey creatures? Would they not speak
I
Silver?
can't remember. Oh, that's the wrong thing again.
I thought I figured they'd be classified as fey creatures and therefore speak Sylvan.
So this just feels like Harry Potter right now.
Centaurs are neutral good,
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm
Same
pretty sure
same
they're
as me.
and they speak Elvish and Sylvan.
not. Oh, well,
there you go.
Oh,
Bam.
You could have had an interesting encounter. Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
well, I don't know. I don't want to be run over by horse people.
They wouldn't run you over, probably.
Well, it says on my random encounter table 2 centaurs, so that's what happens.
Hooray.
Alright.
But yeah, that I'm just gonna roll. Yeah, okay. Nothing else happens for the remainder of your journey, and you arrive at the tree. There are still a few, like you notice that, despite the fact that it's been almost a day, the corpses of the animals that you killed have not even been touched by scavengers, which you
Right.
find unusual.
No, I just like to go over the dead dryads in the tree and stuff and look around, and eventually sort of sit down and I don't know, sort of think and ponder about if I'm really meant to be doing this, and if Gaia is really guiding us all, then what if I'm not meant to find the cure for my mother?
Okay. I will come back to you.
Okay.
I need to decide what exactly that means.
Mhm.
Arya, you continue to follow Ilaran and Simone. You're not making any attempt to not be noticed, are you?
Not really.
No, okay. So basically, like, you get to the town gates, and basically, like, Ilaran stops and turns to Simone and is about to say something, and then he spots you and says, "Oh, Arya, doing out so late?"
Could ask you the same question. Wink. No. No wink. No wink. There's no winking.
Okay.
I just ask them. I just say that. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Simone sort of like turns to him and sort of says, "Well," she says, "Shall we?" At which point Ilaran turns and said, "Well, we figured that it would be. Well, I figured that it would be sensible to set up some sort of patrol just in case we get in trouble. After all, it's the fires will have alerted anything within 100 miles of this place that we are vulnerable, and I don't want us to be caught off guard simply because we weren't prepared. And when somebody sort of says, I told him he shouldn't do this alone.
You're right. It's a stupid decision. And I look at Ilran and I'm like, bro, this is the second time I've said this to you. No, don't say that. I just kind of give him a look like, again.
I love how you're
At which
talking
point
about
Simone says, that's what I said.
I love how you
Wow.
guys are talking about how stupid it is to go off on your own. Meanwhile, V.
Is off on her
I
own.
know.
Fuck's sake.
God damn
That's,
it.
that's just how the dice fall.
Ah.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
But yes, Ilran looks a tiny bit sheepish and says, did you want to join us?
Wait, I thought he was doing it by himself.
Well, Simone's coming with him.
Oh. That was not the impression I was under.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah?
he was going to do it by himself, and that's why she said, let me come with you, and then he was like, fine.
Oh, right. Okay. Do I want a third wheel?
Do you want a third wheel really, really hard, especially after what you've just seen?
I know!
I know.
Do
God
it.
damn.
How else are you gonna know what else they get up to?
I know.
You're not gonna.
They
They're not gonna
they
do
won't
anything.
do
if you're
anything in front of
there.
me.
How do you know?
Because they wouldn't even hold hands in front of you last time.
But now it's after dark.
But Illiran's
It's after dark.
friend.
We all have dark vision. All of us have dark vision.
Illiran's
There are no secrets.
I'm just gonna shake my head and be like, no, but if you need an extra pair of eyes, you can call on me.
Call me.
Call me.
Call me.
Call.
Call.
Call on me?
Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
Karl Marx.
I was more laughing about the fact that we don't have fucking cell phones in this universe.
I said
Boom.
call on me,
Okay.
Yeah,
not
mind then.
call me.
like the famous song that I was repeating.
Call on me.
No, that's
Yeah.
Take On
No,
Me. Learn your classics, boy.
That's why it's a fucking parody, you
Ugh,
bitch.
wow,
Wow.
that was really aggressive.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why that was so aggressive.
You decide not to third wheel the other couple.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna.
Wait, the other couple.
Who is the first couple?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Classic
Ooh.
Grim.
I mean,
Boom.
Ah,
that was a slip, but
Oh.
sure.
Ferrous does ship it.
ships it. He subconsciously in his mind ships it.
Yep.
Look,
I mean, I've already got a ship name, so it's good.
I'm omnipotent. I have seen all possibilities of how this could possibly end.
Wow.
Even the eventuality of what it would be like, what it would actually be like if a gnome and a dragonfall got married.
Believe it or not, there's an eventuality where none of you meet in Hatcher's Cross. It's a really shit story.
Wow.
Wow.
I'd like
Really?
to hear it just for fun.
Basically, the world ends.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
no.
gonna say probably the
I was
world.
gonna say
ends.
actually that was a dumb question, but
Cool.
look.
Anyway, yeah. I guess now
Oh god, do not go back to the fucking room because I'm not there.
I'm kind of considering it because she is tired. So I think she might want to lay down, but I'm not sure if she wants to be around the others yet.
Decide amongst yourselves as V.
What? Who am I deciding with? Who am I talking to?
Nobody.
Decide by yourself. Oh my god, English language, whatever. Big fucking
Wow.
deal. Look,
Oh
I have
my
I have a million things to think about. I have to improvise a fucking dream sequence because I didn't expect V to walk out in the middle of the night.
Lolsies.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
What?
Well.
Oh god.
Pretty
Oh
bad.
god.
Oh.
As
fuck.
you are meditating, fall asleep.
Holy shit.
Shit.
Ah. Oh god.
Oh dear.
Rob, I made my choice.
Okay. Tell me your choice.
She is gonna go back and
Okay.
go to sleep. Because she is quite tired.
Okay. Get back to that. B, as you fall asleep and you are visited by a in this strangely vivid dream, you see several faces that you recognize. You see, primarily above all, you see the face of your mother, except she's not as you remember her from the more recent times. She's as you remember her as a child, where she looks very very happy and healthy and smiling, and you see her. She's basically like surrounded by you and your sister, and it's a fond memory of times that are past, and then you remember. The vision comes to mind of all of your friends that you made, of Arya and Kelariis and even Grim to an extent, and Vondal. And you're sitting with them and like enjoying a meal, and it's a feeling of the same sense of family. And as you're basically thinking about them, you see a face that you don't recognize. It's the face of a fairly young-looking elf. And they come up to you, and your friends greet them as like a friend, and as if it's someone you know, but you don't recognize them. And you, although you don't recognize this person, you feel a kinship with. Feel like almost as if you have memories of them, but they're not your memory. And you remember, you know them to be kind, you know friendly. You have memories of going on adventures together, but they're not. You don't remember any of these. And the memory that sticks in your head is it's a weird thought, but basically you just like all you can think is this person has a good soul, which is a really weird thought for you. You've never had a thought like that before.
Yeah.
And then your mind is filled with an image of your mother, and your mother is sort of like lying on the ground sleeping. And all of your sisters are sort of crowded around her and like taking care of her. And the same young-faced elf approaches and does the same thing and sits down and watches her and wipes her brow and takes care of her. And you're filled with the idea that this elf knows what they're doing. Like, they know how to take care of her, if that makes sense. At which point you are awakened by the sudden sounds of rustling.
Is there anything I can see? Like, where's the rustling coming from? Is it above
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
no.
The rustling sound seems to be coming from somewhere above and to your left. Not from the large tree, but from a nearby tree. But you cannot see what it is that is.
Oh, you don't have
No.
dark vision, do you?
No, you do not.
Is it even still night? What time is it right now?
It's
How
still
long was I asleep?
it's still dark. You don't know.
Shit.
Shit.
Can I try to hide?
Sure.
Mm-mm.
Make me a stealth check.
Swan dive. Come on. Swan
Okay.
dive.
I'm swan diving.
Yeah.
Holy
Yes.
shit.
Okay.
Straight into a bale of hay. Leap of faith.
God damn it.
You hide
Represent-
behind. You hide in the at the base of this tree. At which point you hear the voice of an animal,
Oh.
and it says, "Where have you gone, small one?" And it is the voice you recognise from previously.
Oh, it's
Owl.
the owl.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh, the owl is my friend. I come out of hiding and I'm just like,
Yeah.
hello.
fucking god.
It turns to you and says, "The forest is not safe for one small as you. Why are you here?"
I don't know. I have a quest which is related to what we saw yesterday. I wanted to know more.
It does the owl thing where it turns its head like impossibly around. And it says, "I do not know what answers it is you find here. This tree is dead. There is nothing that can be learned."
I'm afraid it's the only lead I have. And I do not have the luxury to wait a lot longer.
Okay. The owl sort of like it looks back at you and says, whilst it seems like this grove is it may seem like it is all that you have to go on. You won't find any answers here. The answers that you seek lie with the cause of this disease, this sickness in the forest. I in all my wisdom have never seen anything like this before. This disease is so widespread yet so random. It never appears to spread as a natural disease would. It is not carried by water, nor by air, nor by beast. It seems to spring at random in places in the forest. It moves. It moves in ways that do not seem possible. It moves. The only creatures that I have ever seen move in the same way are fey spirits such as yourselves. Such as yourself, rather. I do not think whatever caused this thing lies here in this world.
Yeah, I think a friend of mine said something similar.
Then this friend of yours is wise, and it would do well to listen to him. Them. He doesn't know it's...
But I don't know which plane. I don't know where to go.
It does an owl shrug. It
Owl shrug.
unfurls its wings and sort of goes,
Wow.
Thanks, Mr. Owl.
I am but a humble owl.
Mm-mm.
Things of this nature are far beyond my understanding.
I sort of smile and go, by the way, do you know what time it is? I think I fell asleep. and I should reconvene with my friends.
Time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly. so.
Wow.
Wow.
Fucking. It's a philosopher owl.
Of course it is. All owls are philosopher owls.
There's no such thing as a free lunch.
That is racist. That is racist to owls. Not all owls have to be philosophers.
It's like the stereotype.
And
Wait,
not
so
all
because he's an
owls
owl,
have
he's
to
not
follow the
allowed to be a
stereotype.
philosopher? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying just because he's an owl doesn't
No.
make him. What I'm saying is just because he's an owl doesn't mean he has to be a philosopher.
Are we not all philosophers? Surface.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah, no.
deal with this
Fuck off.
bullshit.
Fuck off, philosophy. I've dealt with you in A levels and it was painful enough. Stop coming
Ow.
back.
Yeah, the owl doesn't know what time it is because the owl doesn't have a concept of time. It is dark. It is nighttime. The sun is not coming up for a few hours. What is time?
Okay.
What is time?
What is time?
Well, I sort of say thank you, and I go. I should probably get going either way.
Oh, well then
I-
I'll not give you a ride? That'd be cool.
The owl says, "I will see you as far as I can," and it sort of like hops from branch to branch and takes flight occasionally, like walks with you without walking with you because its walking speed is 10 feet.
Oh my lord.
Aww.
It sort of hops
Okay.
from tree to tree and it's like watches you.
I will make my way back then.
Okay. Okay.
Shit, random encounters.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Oh,
Cool.
good.
Okay. And you head back to town. Arya, as you return to the dormitory, you notice that V is not here.
I'm going to flip my literal shit.
Okay.
How is this happening?
Yeah, how?
So, I'm gonna stand there for a second, take in the fact that she's gone, and then scream really loudly, just like no words, just like noise. And then I'm just gonna like,
How's the what the fuck?
Yeah,
are
you're
you-
all awoken to the sound of Arya screaming.
Yeah, Vondal goes, what the fuck are you doing?
V is gone.
Vondal is immediately up and running out the door.
Clark swears.
You're not dressed and you have no gear.
He doesn't care, he's off.
No, get your.
Good
can I, like,
God, I
grab
hope
my,
you sleep in
like-
pajamas.
Yeah, I was like, can I,
He probably sleeps in his armor. I've explained this concept.
in his arm.
That's really uncomfortable.
awful.
He feels most safe when he is impervious to most forms of physical assault.
Oh
Let's
my
just
God.
assume that you like took off your armor and just in your day clothes.
Fine. He's in
So
his
I, like,
under armor.
So I like grab you by your like collar and I'm like, get your stuff. Don't be an idiot.
Get your stuff.
At that point, he like kind of like clears his throat and goes, "Good, yes, yeah, good point."
Any idea where V will go?
I have no idea. We need to find her though.
Can I see if Vondal would make the connection between V and the tree?
Look, I smiled at you perfectly yesterday.
No.
I know, but he saw how you acted.
Because
around
of the
tree.
natural crit, no.
Okay.
I'm just like, all right, we need to like go. Like, can Lyra pick up her scent?
You're a ranger, it's what you do.
All right, I would like to track her.
Let's go.
Okay, you just have to find footprints with no shoes.
Yeah.
You're not wrong,
And horse hooves along the way means we're going the right way.
but we don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know that. Well, technically we do. Our characters don't.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Because right now, Arya's like, oh my god, I'm going to lose another friend. Oh my god,
Okay.
I can't deal with this.
Vondal is like, oh my god, this is the closest I've gotten to a person. They're not dying now.
Kelariis, Grim, and Kelariis, Grim, and Vondal. You may have a short rest,
Okay.
so you can restore anything that restores on a short rest, and you may spend a hit dice to heal.
Which is nothing.
Well, I'll expend one hit dice.
Yeah,
There's no point me expending hit dice because I'm already on full health and I don't get any of my spell slots or any of my other consumables while I have a short rest. Fuck.
And I
will
basically refill everything.
Channel Divinity, I do.
I should have used my second wind. Oh well.
As you basically all thunder out of the hall and down the hill, by the time you get to the gate, Simone runs up to you and basically like, what's going on?
Fee's gone. I don't know where she is. We need to find her. She doesn't have... I know she's used a lot of her spells, and it's not safe right now with all the wild hunt out of commission.
Okay, Simone looks visibly troubled.
Oh god, now I feel really bad.
Yeah, feel bad!
Yeah, Von Dad's gonna give you a stern talking to.
He's going to be disappointed, Von Dad.
No,
I'm
you're
not
gonna find
angry, I'm just
I'm
disappointed.
just disappointed.
You're gonna find out what Von Dad's reaction is, because I'll tell you this for free. It's neither of those.
Okay.
Wow.
I know what Von Dad's gonna do when we find it,
Okay.
and you guys are gonna suck it up.
Can't wait. I actually can't wait to see.
Simone is basically gonna go and run off and find Ilaran and tell Ilaran.
I'm glad that I didn't third wheel with these guys.
Yep. And now, yeah,
It's because Ilaran
she
is
basically
still
disappears
getting
off to find Ilaran, and you guys are free to just carry on.
Because Ilaran is still getting dressed.
Oh my god! Cam!
Wow!
Wow, alright. That threw me out of it.
Okay, moving swiftly onwards.
I feel so ashamed.
You should.
Yes, feel shame. Right. As you follow the trail that V has left, you pick up her trail fairly easily because she was making no attempts to be hard to find, and you have a wolf and years of tracking experience.
Yeah.
You basically find her trail, which, after a certain point, is crisscrossed with centaur tracks.
Oh god. Well, I actually am not that concerned. Because I would assume I have had interactions with centaurs before. I know they're not evil. Do I?
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
Well, and then there's the
You
fact that the trail
you know
probably-
they can be fickle, and they are basically kind of assholes to trespassers in the forest, but
She's a child of the
yeah,
forest.
she is a
so they
child
don't
of the
bother her.
forest, so you would find it weird for her to sort of...
Yeah.
And like, you
I-
can see that her trail continues and these guys have passed,
Right.
and you're just sort of like, oh, okay, she met centaurs here, that's weird.
Cav, you're the worst. You're the actual worst.
And
Oh god.
V, basically,
Sorry.
just as you're, like, you may be, like, 15 minutes away from where you met the centaurs last time, you run into your party.
Vondal immediately gives V a hug.
Yeah, you basically just run into her and she's just she's walking.
Yeah, Vondal immediately gives her a hug, and the type of hug where it's possibly slightly too tight because he's been panicking slightly. He doesn't
Yeah.
actually say anything.
Can I join this hug and start crying?
Okay. That was not the response I was expecting.
Well, hello.
It's the response you got. This is the closest. This is the closest to common ground me and Arya have ever got.
I know.
Yeah.
V's expression starts out sort of surprised at seeing them, and then sort of like, oh, like a child going, "Oh shit, I've been caught," and then sort of like being wrapped up in this hug and going, "Huh?"
I'm assuming none of them are saying anything, so I'm just like, V, are you
I'm
alright?
crying. So
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of this giant hug. I'm just like, yeah.
Where did you go?
I return to the child that's been caught look.
Yeah.
V.
Mom is here.
V is very much :S right now.
Second mom.
Dragon Mom.
V.
She's here.
Where
I
did you
went-
go?
To the tree.
Why didn't you tell us? You know we would have gone with you.
You seem busy, and you should have gotten rest.
You should have gotten rest too.
But tomorrow we should help out the town.
doesn't mean you should have gone off on your own.
I'm fine.
I know you're fine, but
Can I cut in here and be like, it was a stupid move to go out on your own when you have almost no spells left in a forest that you don't know.
Speaking of
Guys,
stupid moves, we should probably get out of the forest and back to the settlement as quickly as possible.
Don't be too hard on her, guys.
She was an idiot! She went out all by herself without telling anyone where she was. She could have been killed out here. There was a chimera flying around hours ago.
Why on earth were you awake?
I wasn't out being stupid, so don't compare me to her right now, Vondal.
She's not the only one who needed rest, you know.
I know, and I was going back to get rest until I found out that she was missing. And now
Very
we've all been
frightening.
deprived of a long rest.
And that isn't her fault.
Yes, it is! If she hadn't been stupid and selfish and went off by herself, none of us would be in this situation right now. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy you're okay, but that was idiotic.
Everybody roll me perception checks.
Everyone?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Kelariis.
Wow. Kelariis is well aware of what's
She
going on.
spots a tiefling girl.
God damn it!
Tiefling girl in the bush.
Vondal and Kelariis, you are suddenly aware that of the sound of rustling branches behind V.
Do I see the
Who's
the wrestling branches? Probably not. Actually, I don't have dark vision. Just kidding.
Yeah, if you don't have dark vision, no.
Just kidding.
Can I see?
Yes, but tell me your reaction to the sound before you see it.
He's gonna look in the general direction of it, get between it and V, and just go, "Who's that?"
Okay. There is an owl in the tree, a very large owl.
Oh, that's fine.
He
I
breathes
was
a sigh.
hoping
He
I
breathes a
was
sigh of
hoping-
relief.
Yeah. Whew.
He breathes a sigh of relief.
Do I see the owl like even just like as an outline now?
Yeah, like basically now that like it emerges from the bushes and it's like there's an owl.
It's a very large owl.
I'm just gonna go, see? I wasn't alone.
I look at the
Actually,
owl.
not-
And
The owl
Oh,
looks at you all quizzically.
I look at the owl and just say, "Were you watching her?"
It can't
Like,
The owl
it
isn't
under-
capable of
under-
communicating to you.
It understands. No, but it can gesture. I'm sure.
It
Nod.
doesn't understand your language. I don't
Oh
think.
wait,
Yeah, I was
wait
gonna
I
say,
thought,
it
I'm
doesn't
sorry. I thought it
understand
understood. I thought it understood.
Elvish and Sylvan, I believe.
Oh, JK.
Oh.
I don't say anything. I thought it understood common though. My bad. I thought V was speaking in common earlier.
I'm gonna hug V again.
V. I wait until he's done hugging her again.
Yeah, he's done.
but I say
Yeah, it's done now.
I look at her and say, V,
Yeah?
next time tell one of us, don't go alone, okay? Even if it's late at night, don't go alone, alright?
But this isn't your problem.
If it's your problem, it's our problem. That's the whole point of this group.
Kelariis nods in agreement.
Not to mention, it's also our problem if you die out here because you went out by yourself.
All right, Arya. Thank you for elaborating.
No! No! God damn it.
No, but actually, yes.
Damn it.
God's sake.
That was real.
Oh God, really?
Right.
Come on, let's all just go back. We're all tired. We're no good to anyone without rest.
Yeah, and we shouldn't stay out in the forest for too long. As such a large group will probably draw attention.
Yeah.
That's if Arya hasn't already drawn attention to us.
Yeah, that's. I didn't want to mention it, but yeah.
Arya's just gonna stalk off.
Okay.
She's pissed and sad, and there's a lot of emotions happening right
I have
now.
all of these feelings right now.
I'm gonna.
How am I supposed to hold all of these feels?
This fucking episode.
God damn. I'm gonna make sure to walk on one
feels in one
side of.
episode.
Oh. I'm gonna make sure to walk on one side of V though as we're going back. Like
Okay.
I'm definitely like right next to her.
Same.
Yeah, I'm just gonna lead the way and make sure.
Parent flanking.
And I'm gonna hang in the back, just keeping an eye over everyone, making
Okay,
sure we all
Charlie.
make it back.
Yeah.
Grim is the tail end, Charlie.
God, I feel like I'm being babysat.
Wow.
You are acting like a child, so. Oh.
Right.
God damn.
As you approach back towards the walls of Silverbrook, you are aware of basically you're still like maybe 5 minutes walk away from the walls when you run into Illaran and Simone, and they're sort of like, "Is everything all right?"
I sort of look towards everyone and just, you told them to?
We were,
Well,
we,
yes,
we were
because
scared.
We didn't know where you were.
I was fine.
We didn't know
Look.
that.
V, I know you can handle yourself, but that's not going to stop me or any of us from worrying
Well,
about.
none of you treat me that way.
Maybe if you would start acting like a child all the time, we wouldn't treat you like
Not
that.
helping, Arya.
Arya is so mad. She's just gonna snap at him and be like, "You know what, Vondal? I am trying to save her life. So if you will please shut up and let me get on with it, it would all go a lot faster."
Sounds much more like you're trying to scare her, if you ask me.
Both of you enough.
I agree. It's arguing doesn't help anybody as long as everybody is safe.
And we shouldn't forget, she is a child of the forest. She does know how to act in a forest. Or at least I assume she does.
And then I sort of go thank you at first, and then I look back and I'm just like,
V, we would have been worried no matter who went out on their, especially after a day like this. But we don't mean to treat you like a child. We're all worried about each other here. And it's been a long day for all of us.
But Dodge kind of just does a big sigh and just says, I'm sorry if you feel like that.
you're all just so much better at this than I am.
We're more experienced than you are. It's only natural. You'll pick it up.
You're better
Wow.
than you think you are, V.
I mean, seriously, you might as well say the Fletcher is better at making arrows than you are.
Not to mention, you've saved us more than once. Without your magic, there are times where we wouldn't have gotten off as well off as we had.
But you still would have been fine. You would find a way. You all would have.
And it would have taken us much longer.
Well, remember those giant centipedes? You smashed like more than half of them. It's like those things hurt, I can tell you. We probably couldn't have taken another round of attacks.
At this point, Illaran steps in and says, "Well, as somebody who's traveled alongside you guys, even just for a short while, you're all heroes in my book. I think perhaps we are all more than a little tired. I think perhaps we should all call it a night."
Good call.
Right.
Though let me say this, V.
At which
I
point,
don't think I've ever been more impressed by a single person in my life. And I've spent 75 years training soldiers.
I sort of give him like a slight laugh, but like sort of like a haha, I don't believe you.
And if that isn't enough, you did manage to figure out the one scroll. I just didn't know what it was. So, you're useful to the party.
Every
You
member
do-
of this
you do
party has
contribute.
something to contribute.
At which point Simone said, "And I don't believe you give yourselves nearly enough."
Potentially not.
But let's get moving. We should probably save this for tomorrow morning.
When we're not all tired.
When Simone snuggles up to Ilaran and said, "I'm sure we could all do the rest."
Wow.
For fuck's sake.
They're getting less shy.
Apparently.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for it, but wow, guys.
It's because
I
they're
think you're
opening up
reading way more into that sentiment than she was intending, but sure.
No, I was
Yep.
talking about. No, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Like physical affection. They wouldn't even hold
Yeah.
hands the other day.
I wasn't thinking.
Look, it's a
sexual.
very emotive moment, alright?
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, Luka has seen what I wrote in Simone's bonds.
Hello. I want to see
Oh, God.
Ilaran's bonds about her as well.
It basically says the same thing.
Aw.
Damn.
But yes. They turn to go back and you...
Yeah, as a last thing, I'd like to whisper to Vondal. And if it's worth anything, I think I learned something. I'm not sure what, but there was something that I think I saw.
Sometimes it's the little victories that can win a war.
Ain't that... Right. Okay.
Luka! Luka Skypes me. I'm sorry for yelling at you. I still love you.
Oh.
It's
I feel like
roleplay yelling, it's perfectly fine.
I know.
I mean, I've roleplay yelled at people before. At least you're not the first one to do it, are you?
Roleplay yelling is
know.
great. Get all that feeling out.
This was really not where I expected us to go.
No. No, I still have another 3 planned encounters that you guys are probably never going to have time for. It's fine.
Hooray. It's because we love the roleplay, Ferrous. We like
Yes.
playing play pretend. That's basically what D&D is. Come on.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
yeah.
then we
Anyway.
better hurry up.
Yeah.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so
Mhm.
you guys are either going to have to have a lie-in if you want to have a long rest, or only take another short rest.
I think we need a long rest.
We need the long rest.
Okay.
I guess I only need a short one.
None of my stuff comes back from a short rest,
Same, bro.
and I'm missing 6 spell slots.
Shit.
No, 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we need a long rest.
Yeah, you guys can take a long rest and basically get up at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will take a short rest, and then in the morning I'll go help at the
Yeah, because you want to go help.
at the end.
Yep, sure. Take your short rest in however you want.
Oh, I don't need to do anything. So. Oh, actually, before.
Well,
never
technically, actually, you can take 1, 3, 4. You could take 4 short rests before you would get up normally. So
I guess I'll use one of these just to refill my health.
okay. So you're
Second
basically
one.
just going to be down a few hits.
No, actually, this was my second wind. It restores on a short rest.
Oh right, okay.
So your second winding and then short resting.
Yeah, okay,
That's
fair
a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah,
I
fair.
mean, that's pretty efficient, I gotta say.
Whatever.
That's grim for you.
Okay, and the rest of you take a long rest and get up at like 10 o'clock. Grim, I'm not gonna make you roll anything. I'm basically just gonna say you find a way to make yourself useful.
Nope.
For which people seem to be very thankful.
Hopefully at the tavern. like you said.
Yeah, you probably like carry out help carry out some of the burned timbers or like do something.
Yeah, just some little stuff.
Tidying up, moving things around, even probably just like organizing people into doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rest of you wake up basically at probably about 10 o'clock
In the afternoon.
so 10 o'clock in the morning, sorry.
It's like, wow, we slept a
Yeah.
long time.
Arya,
It's like,
Arya
oh.
doesn't. I remembered actually. Arya only needs to sleep for like 4 hours, so you're
Yeah.
also up
Yeah.
on time.
Yeah, so I was just I'll probably just like help out with like the clinic in the main hall or whatever.
As you are working, basically you see Eleran, like you're in the main hall, and you hear the doors open and Eleran and Simone come out, and they Eleran sort of like waves to you and comes over and says, "How are you doing this morning?"
Well, better? Yeah, I'm just gonna say better.
Sort of like, I'm glad. Tensions got pretty high last night.
Yes, well, that chimera
Ah.
has done a lot, so.
It's quite the terrifying beast. I didn't see much of it fighting, but I did see the devastation. It seemed like a powerful foe.
Yes. Even more powerful than I think we know.
By that,
We were fighting it. It seemed to heal itself when we had almost killed it. I don't know what it is. It's not natural.
that certainly doesn't sound like any beast I've seen. I've seen creatures that can regenerate, but never one that can heal from almost fatal wounds.
Yeah, it was horrifying to watch.
He seems to sort of be lost in his own thoughts for a moment or two. And he basically says, I'm going to see what I can salvage from the chapter house. We don't have a lot in the way of weapons, and we don't really have anyone fit to sort of craft them. I know that Mr. Trueflight was injured, and he probably won't be able to produce anything for a while. So I'm going to see what we can salvage from the stores. After which I'll probably be on patrol again if you me. Simone has her own plans, but she'll be around as well.
What are you planning to do, Simone?
She sort of she looks almost half shifty for a moment. But she says, believe it or not, I may still have some old contacts that I can call on that may be able to help us. Legitimate ones.
Well, good luck to that.
She sort of nods and turns away.
If only Vondal had overheard that conversation.
Why?
People need weapons.
Oh,
Guess who has smith tools and a proficiency in smith tools?
Yes, but you have no
Hardcore.
material.
That's good to know.
They'll need the iron.
Oh well.
And a forge.
Yeah. Oh well. It was worth a shot.
Or
Well,
mage.
yeah. yeah, basically, the day continues on, much as it seems like a fairly nice day.
I was gonna say that sounded almost creepy.
Yeah,
Mystical.
I think it's that one. Yes, it's that one. Okay, yeah. The day seems to sort of progress along slowly. You will, well, those of you who are awake to start with find ways to occupy yourself. And those of you who eventually awake later on in the day, where are you sort of gonna plan to head?
I want to help the herbalist.
Yeah.
I have a herbalism proficiency, so I want to be like, hey, I'm here to help.
Sure. Yeah, you muck in amongst the healers and generally make pretty good use of you.
I think Vondal probably tries to help a little bit with, well, probably mainly actually with the healing in the hall.
Okay.
Using magic where he can.
Okay, yeah. Right. And Kelariis, what do you want to do?
Probably help with rebuilding or like more of the manual labor, just however in any way that she can, wherever it's.
Yeah, okay. You can do some more of the physical. Yeah. Yeah. Again, I'm not gonna make you guys roll. You basically all make yourselves useful helping the town. Until basically roughly around lunchtime, when all of you guys are sort of vaguely aware that you've been running on fumes for basically like the last day, because you didn't really have anything to eat last night, and you were basically just running on adrenaline. So you guys are pretty hungry.
Oh, Kelariis and me had some wine.
Wow.
That counts.
Liquid
Yeah,
lunch.
that's not food. That's not food.
So
You're less thirsty, granted, but that's
yeah, you guys either need to find some food, or eat your provisions, or take a fatigue.
I'll
eat
eat some
provisions.
provision. Yeah.
I'll eat provisions.
Actually, wouldn't they? No, I'll just take provisions as well. I was
Yeah,
thinking, wouldn't
same.
there be some kind of emergency arrangements going on, with everything being down, basically?
They'll be certainly gathering some sort of food, but you would have to go and find out where that was being served from. But you can just eat your own food.
Oh man, I'm dumb. I could have
Well,
just
I guess-
my broom flying yesterday.
Yeah, I
Like,
wanted to
walk
tell
like a
it, but I was
bitch.
like, no, I'll just let it happen.
Just let this happen.
It was more thematically appropriate this.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys find something to eat, and basically, like as you're having those of you who are in town are now having your break to eat. You notice that Illiran walks up the hill and with him is a figure that you do not recognize. It appears to be another wood elf.
Am I there?
Oh my
You are
God,
not there,
what
no.
else?
Oh, rip.
Who is there?
Everybody who said they were in town. So not you, not V, not Arya. So it's Kelariis and Grim, basically.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, you see them approaching with... the two elves approaching, one of whom you don't recognize. Roll me perception checks.
Oh my
One day I'll
gosh.
see something.
Okay.
One day.
Someday.
Grim, you notice that the elf that is walking up the hill basically seems to have a very elaborate staff. Quite what this staff is, you're not sure, but it seems shaped like like the end of it almost seems to be carved like a seahorse, and it has this weird like golden, almost like autumnal color to it. Kelariis, you're slightly more perceptive, and you like this wood elf is they're very, very thin, and they seem to have basically like a collar of like hide and feathers that they're like is like a mantle that they're wearing across their shoulders, along with a like sort of mid-length braided hair. It's rather unusual garb. You don't think you've ever seen an elf dressed in quite the same way before. And basically, Eleran sees you as he is up the hill, and he waves to you guys, and he's basically going to be walking right past you guys if you.
I mean, some friendly.
I guess are we just having like a lunch basically?
Yeah, you've basically stopped and you're eating, like.
I guess I'll just
Right.
wave back since I'll just let him do his thing.
Okay.
Yeah, wave and nod as he comes closer, I guess.
Bro nod.
Gotta do the bro nod.
I don't think we've had one this session, so.
There we go. First bro nod of the session.
We had the almost bro nod, but with the punch.
Oh yeah.
bro
that's
nod.
fine. But we need like a solid bro nod.
Yep.
Got you guys covered, don't worry.
Yeah. Basically, as you guys sort of sit there, you see the elf leans into Eleran and sort of like indicates to you with a hand gesture and says something, and he seems to be like, "Oh yes," keeps talking for a little bit, and they walk on by up to, and you guys carry on. As they enter the hall, those of you who are in the hall, you see the main doors open, and you see this Eleran enter with this unusual elf. V, roll me a perception check. Okay. You see this elf enter, and you sort of like you're half tending to somebody as you do so, and you turn back to whatever it is that you're paying attention. But something nags at the back of your mind in that the elf that you've just seen enter, you've never seen before, but they look weirdly familiar.
Oh my god.
Is it the elf from your vision?
Possibly, but can I sort of walk up to Ilran and sort of go hi and sort of look at them and be like, and sort of do like the squinty eye thing at this.
Yeah, you can go up to them curiously. They're basically engaging the herbalist in conversation, like as they're doing so, and the newcomer seems to be sort of like fairly animatedly talking. Herbalist. And as you arrive, you're sort of like, hi. At which point the newcomer turns around and says, "Oh, look at you! You're really pretty."
Aww.
Oh.
And as you get a full look at this elf, yes, it does look like the elf you remember seeing in your dream.
Oh.
I'm sort of like stunned into silence, and I'm just like, thank you.
Ilaran sort of says, yes, I don't know. So he turns and says, yes, Leyland, this is, this
Leyland.
B.
Wow.
Leyland.
Leyland.
At which point the elf basically says, please, just call me Lily. Yeah, Lily, of course.
People also get my name wrong.
Yeah. And yeah, the elf you addressed as Lily seems to sort of like look you up and down, like almost as much out of pure curiosity as the interest in you as a person. They seem a little bit quirky. And they're like, yes, look at you. And they says, turn to you and say, I'm Leyland Goldenleaf, but most people call me Lily. Pleased to meet you.
I don't even say it back, but I'm just like, have I met you before?
She makes a face that can only be represented by this.
Oh my god, the giant owl!
It's not. That's
She
not
was the
giant. Owl.
giant. She was the giant owl the whole time.
Not
Oh,
quite. I can do it as them.
Oh, that's nice.
Like that. Yeah. I can actually, if I make them visible.
For some reason, for like the first few minutes, I thought you were. I didn't realize like who this person was. I was like, hang on a minute, what?
What?
There you
Who
go.
are you? Oh,
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
interesting.
She's also very pretty.
Roll
It's
me
very
a
nice. She
nature
has
check
nice
as
hair.
you do so, as you're talking to this person.
A nature check.
Oh, yeah, and roll me a nature check and a history check. Okay.
Nothing.
They're wearing very strange garb, and on the surface, you'd want to call this person she, but they also don't simultaneously look like a she.
Yeah, I was gonna say
They're
you're
fairly
further than-
androgynous.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Fairly androgynous.
androgynous.
It's a weird word, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a weird word.
But yes,
Yeah, at that sort of face, whatever it is.
oh yeah, sorry. You asked her a question, or them a question.
Yeah.
They basically turn to you and say, no, I don't think so. I'd certainly remember somebody like you.
I'm just gonna go full like strange person and go like, I feel like I can trust you. Even though it's totally strange, but I'm just like, I'm a little bit confused.
You're saying that to them.
Yeah.
They go even more W and be like, oh, thank you.
Oh, that's
Or
that's supposed to be a cute face.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I think it was.
I have no fucking idea.
Oh my god. Clearly, you have not been animu enough.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there with that one. I am not animu enough.
You get the feeling that when this character laughs, it looks like this.
Oh my god.
Why are they in anime?
Oh my lord.
What the fuck is that?
It's a cat. It's like a little paws underneath its mouth.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, that's what that's supposed to be.
Hold on.
I think it was some like weird gin. Oh god.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this person cat faces when they laugh.
So what, like
Oh my
a giggle
God.
with a hand over the mouth?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Right, okay.
Yeah, I'm sort of gonna snap back into reality, and
Oh,
I'm just gonna be like,
Yeah, okay.
Ilran, why have you brought Lily here? Wow, Luka.
Amazing.
At which point,
Fabulous.
Lily basically cuts across Ilaran and says, "Oh, I was called."
What for? By who?
At which point they look at you with a sense of curiosity and they're like, "Well, by Silverbrook, of course."
I was almost expecting like a larger force to have called her here, but you know what? Never mind.
But that also still seems really strange to you.
Yeah.
I mean, like you literally. It was the late evening by the time you even talked about sending for help, and you're not even sure if anybody has yet.
Yeah, so I'm I'm so confused.
You
At,
should
at this point,
ask
can Vondal from evidently across the room just be like, what do you mean by Silverbrook? What? Sorry, I couldn't help overhearing, but what?
Lily turns to you and goes, "You're not an elf. You're a dwarf."
Yes, you're right. Oh my god.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Sorry, manners. Hi, I'm Lily. What's your name?
Vondal Ironfist.
She seems impressed by your title. Like, ooh, okay.
Yeah.
They reaches out a hand and shakes hand.
Okay. Yeah, I shake my head.
Do I see this as well?
It's kind of hard not to. It's kind of become a
Okay.
scene.
Can I walk up then and?
V's just giving this person like strange looks, like
Yes.
all over. She's just sort of like, she's trying to figure out what's going on, and she's not exactly sure.
Okay. Yeah. Can I walk up and?
Yep.
I'm not interesting because I'm just an elf, but
You're not a wood elf.
Well, you are.
though.
You're very different from every other elf.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Moon.
Also,
elf.
is Lyra with you as you do this?
Yes. Yes. I
Lily
walk
looks up at you and goes, "Ooh, you're different."
Just kind of give
Those
her
of
a
you who are
strange look.
observing this, you're getting the feeling that there's a part of Lily that has a problem with the filter between brain and mouth.
Yeah.
At which point they look
Also very
down,
easily
see
impressed.
Lyra, and they're like, "A dog,"
Dog.
or probably actually a wolf.
Dog.
She goes like, "A wolf," and
Uh.
immediately
Mm.
bends down and begins to stroke Lyra. Normally,
Yep.
Lyra doesn't let people do this. Lyra doesn't care.
Oh.
Wow.
Can I?
Arya, roll me a history check with advantage.
God damn it.
Advantage does nothing.
Oh, Vondal, you can roll me a history check as well.
The
Oh, okay.
same damn answer.
Okay, I'll roll as well. Let's
One
go.
nat 20.
Bam. Oh,
Okay,
God damn.
It's slightly better, but not.
you
bad.
all suck.
Yep.
Yep, we do.
Wow.
You're right.
Confused face.
I love how he rolled history 7, 8, 9. Anyway,
Yes.
Why
Anyway,
would Seven do that?
Lily says, "Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Silverbrook called me here."
What do you mean by Silverbrook called you here?
Well,
Like
he called me.
he called you?
Yeah. Looks at you like you're really stupid.
who
I'm
is
sorry.
Mr. Silverbrook?
No, not Mr. Silverbrook. The Silverbrook.
Like the stream?
Yes.
Huh.
Oh my lord.
How?
Okay. Lily sort of like look. She's a maybe a head shorter than you, Arya. She sort of they sort of get up on tiptoes, look you in the eyes, and they give you a look that just says, like they're trying to fathom why you can't understand this.
Is
They're
she
like-
a water spirit?
What?
Roll me a nature check.
Uh,
Oh, you don't think so? They look you in the eyes and they basically say, well, not Mr. Silverbrook, the Silverbrook, the magical spring, the spirit that basically makes the water pure and clean. You didn't think it was just appeared out of nowhere, did you?
I mean, for a second, kind of, yeah.
well,
Now,
I mean,
now that you mention it, that's an excellent point, and I don't know why I just accepted this the second over.
we are very new here, so
Yeah.
we don't
Oh, I can
really
tell
know
that.
a lot. Wow, Jesus.
I'm kind of sad that we didn't stop and talk to them. Stop and
Yep.
talk to them now. God damn it.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's okay. You guys are busy being useful. We're just being confused at this moment.
Yup.
Person.
Those of you who have Ilaran in your sight lines, Ilaran looks utterly exasperated. He's just like, why am I dealing with this? I don't have time. At which point he says, Lily here is a druid.
Oh. A druid, okay. Not a dryad, but a druid.
At which point they beam at you and put like 2 fingers up, like peace.
Oh my god!
Fucking hell. Wow.
Animu. Animu.
They're a hippie. No.
I sort of mimic the sign.
Yeah.
Vondal sort of like nods approvingly. Like, you know, the kind of, oh, okay.
It's like, okay, that's interesting.
Not like that's interesting way. More like in a, oh, okay, that's quite cool
Yeah.
kind of way.
Oh, like, yeah, okay, I get you.
Yeah. He's not confused. He's just like, oh, right, okay, that's cool.
They sort of like, yeah, basically, I got this feeling that Silverbrook isn't happy about something, but I don't know what. So, I kind of need to go find him.
I mean, could it have been the fact that a monstrous chimera came in and slightly burned half the town down?
I don't know. Silverbrook doesn't really bother about the town. He's been here like way longer than any of you.
Right.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me as being very difficult.
Could it be a sickness among the forest?
Lily sort of like, all of a sudden, completely, as if they almost completely forget that you're in the room. Puts hand on chin and is intense focus.
Oh.
Oh my.
Hello?
Yes!
Got it in
I
one.
think. Maybe.
Okay. Right?
I'd have to ask. But I think so.
How do you ask?
With my mouth, doy.
Please!
Good.
This
Fucking
fucking
person.
bastard.
I can't!
No, I mean,
I thought V was bad.
Yeah, this is
wow.
worse.
Fucking hell, Grim.
He's not
No,
wrong.
I mean, where is the spirit of Silverbrook?
Underneath us.
How are you gonna get to him?
I think there's caves. There should be caves.
Think?
Yeah, well, I mean, the hole's built into the rock, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, then there's got to be a way into the cave, because how else would you build a well? They point to the well that's like in the middle.
Fair enough.
We're just not switched on this morning, are we?
I don't think
I think this person's switching me off.
it's
It's so strange.
definitely
Yeah,
baffled by
you
this
certainly
creature.
feel like either all of your IQ has dropped, or just the IQ in the room in general has just plummeted.
Wow.
I'm just gonna put it to the fact that he's probably tired.
Arya's just gonna put it to the fact this person's a weirdo.
Wow.
Wow.
I trust this person, and I feel like I need to accompany them. So like,
I mean, you could ask.
yeah, I'm just like, is there anything I can do to help?
Lily's eyes go really, really wide,
Oh my
and there's a
God.
big breath, like, yeah!
Oh my god.
I can't deal with her.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Wow. Okay. What?
Yeah. I need help, cause I don't really know what I'm doing. I just know that I need to talk to Silverbrook, and I have no idea what that's going to involve.
I want to
Well-
help you.
Lily
I sort of
turns to
look at
you
my-
and basically hugs you.
ugh.
Cool. There's been a lot of hugs recently. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sort of
It's a
do, like,
very
the awkward pat on the
abrupt hug and lasts probably a little bit longer than is comfortable from a complete stranger, and then sort of lets you go and says, "Thank you."
I sort of look at my companions. Gauge reaction.
Just not sure what to make of this person. She is like, I don't know what this person is, but they are a bit weird.
Vondal's gonna like clap his hands together, and just kind of go, well, since you need to do that, I won't take up any more of your time. And he's gonna be like, perhaps I'll talk to you later. And he's gonna kind of go back to what he was doing.
Lily seems a little bit disappointed that you don't want to help, but you
Aw.
don't notice that. Everybody else does.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're like,
I sort
"Oh."
of run after Vondal for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Vondal, I feel like we need to help this person. You told me yesterday that we would work together, and I think this is important. I don't know why, but it is.
Vondal suddenly turns very serious. Just goes, oh, okay.
I think I saw them in a dream yesterday.
Oh.
I know that's
Right,
weird because
okay.
I don't have like dreams like you do and like Kelariis, but I think I did, and I have to follow my instincts.
Fair enough. Looks like, yeah, I'll come with you.
Those of you who, well, for Arya, Lily again seems to completely forget that you guys are there and starts leafing through the backpack that they have.
Just give her a moment, Arya.
I feel like it's gonna take 7 years to get anything done with them around.
Yeah, basically, and yeah, Lily pulls out what basically looks like a glass bubble, and it basically looks like it's full of water. Like if you've ever seen a snow globe, it's sort of like a snow globe except there's nothing in it.
Oh.
And they basically hold it up, peer into it, peer at all of you through it, shakes it, and then listens to it and says, "There should be bubbles in it."
They listen to it?
Yeah, they like puts it to their ear and then it's like, "There should be bubbles in it."
What does it mean if there's not? What does it mean if there's not bubbles in it?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
There's
Arya's
always been
just-
bubbles in it, and now there's not bubbles in it.
Oh,
So, is that a bad thing? Maybe.
Hard thinking followed by, yes, probably.
Dear.
This person is like Zoe minus 5,000 knows what she's doing.
this person is gonna drive Arya insane.
In the membrane.
In the membrane, yep.
So-
in the brain.
When do we leave to go underground?
Lily stops, thinks, and says, Now! No, not now. I need a key.
Key? What kind of key? Why?
At which point Ilaran intercedes and says, yeah, I think the caves basically under Silverbrook Hall are sort of, you have to descend past the dungeons, and I think basically anything beyond the dungeon level is kept under lock and key. Ordinarily the Master of the Hall would have the key, but he's not been here for a long time. It's unlikely that he would have taken the keys with him when he left, so I said to Lily that I'd bring them here and we could find Lady Yenna and see if Lady Yenna knows where the key is.
Okay, let's do that then.
Good call.
Can I like whisper to Ilaran and be like, are you familiar with this person?
Ilaran sort of leans in
sure
and says, I have never met them in my life.
Oh my
And-
god.
You're sure we can like trust them down in the caves?
Well, they have the mantle of the Circle of the Land, so I guess that speaks for something. They're certainly a little bit quirky, but
Do I know what that means?
I'll say with the context that Ilaran's given you, basically the thing that Lily is wearing around the neck, like over the shoulders and the neck, that basically takes up the top part of the robe, is basically like made of hide and feathers and things. Is basically it's a symbolic thing for druids of the Circle of the Land, which is one of the druidic circles. And basically, the Circle of the Land is in charge of basically making sure that the balance of nature versus the world is kept in equality. So, presumably when they've sensed that something is wrong, one of the members of the Circle of the Land is dispatched, and Lily is presumably the closest.
Okay.
But the fact that they have the collar and mantle implies that, yes, they are a member of the Circle of the Land.
Got you.
Druids are fairly secretive folk. You don't know a huge amount about them, but
Mm-hmm.
it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just like, alright. Guess we'll just follow them for now.
Yeah, okay, at which point, basically, Lily is led by Ilaran towards, back out into the chambers where, Lady Yenna is basically, the room that you saw her previously that you know to be her bedchamber, she's basically in. And you see actually that it's been, the large living room that was there previously has sort of been converted into a center of operations. And there's basically there's a map spread out on a table, and they seem to be sort of like planning efforts to rebuild and stuff. And Lady Yenna seems to sort of just be like poring over a series of like hastily written notes. And she looks up as you enter and says, "Oh, sorry, I was not ready for guests. Ilaran, who is this?" At which point Lily bounds over and begins to very quickly shake Lady Yenna's hand and says, "Lily and Golden Leaf, at your service. Please call me Lily." Lily, hello. Is there a reason that a member of the Circle is visiting us? At which point Lily says, "Yep." Do you care to expand on that? Oh, yeah. I'm here to see Silverbrook, and I need a key. At which point Ilaran intercedes and says, apparently something is upsetting Silverbrook, and we need the key to take a look. Ilaran feels stupid as he says this.
Same, bro, same.
At which point Lady Yenna is sort of like, yes, I think I have the key here somewhere. And she begins to sort of look around in. At which point, Lily basically turns back to you guys and says, "You have swords."
Yeah.
I have a stick.
Okay, turns to Arya and says, "You have a sword.
Yes.
Might need a sword."
Oh, so you think the caves might be dangerous?
Maybe.
Right.
Places where there's old magic. Sometimes there's guardians. Sometimes.
Oh. Maybe we should call Grim and Kelariis to join us if we're gonna be going into a dangerous place. Might be best to
More friends.
Yes,
Yeah.
more friends.
more friends.
Who are they then?
You can just meet them when they come here. I'm not going to explain the concept of a dragonborn and to her because she's gonna lose her shit.
I mean, to be fair, she's already kind of seen us passing.
Yeah, she saw you.
She doesn't know who the hell we are.
But also,
Or
Arya
she
doesn't
did
know
also
that you
are.
that.
Yeah, Arya doesn't know that.
Yeah, that is also
Yeah.
true.
At which point, Lady Yenna produces basically a ring of keys. At which point, Lily turns, rushes over, attempts to take the keys, stops for a second, thinks, and then says, "Thank you." At which point, Lady Yenna lets go of the keys, and Lily takes the keys, looks at all the keys, and goes, "That's a lot of keys."
Oh.
My gosh. Oh, this person is a lot to take in.
This
I
is
know.
slightly ridiculous.
Ilaran sort of like attempts to take the keys, at which point Lily is like, "No," and then Ilaran's like, "Please," and then she's like, "Okay."
Oh.
Takes the keys
my
and
God.
locates one of the keys in particular and hands it back. Says, "That key." Which point Lily is like, "Okay."
Let's grab Grim and Kelariis.
Yes, good idea.
Alright, let's head off.
Okay.
I mean, I think Arya wants a break, so do we want to go into the cave where Arya gets them?
At which point, actually, because it is nearly 11 o'clock, I'm gonna say we will end the session for here for today.
Oh, we
Oh
don't
my
get
God.
to meet them.
You'll get to meet them next session.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm sure that will be a fun encounter.
No, I can't wait,
Yes,
actually.
it will.
Oh my god, this person's gonna drive me insane.
This person's
Okay.
probably never met a dragonborn or a gnome either.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We'll see.
This
Right.
person might not know what a dragonborn is.
So,
Or a gnome.
before we end this session for today, I would like you guys tell me what it is that you have learned as players, learned as characters, and as a little caveat, I want you to basically tell me what you feel the most memorable moment of the day was.
Oh god.
Oh
boy.
jeez.
Oh dear. Okay.
So, and seeing as I said it last time, we're going to go in reverse order for this session. So,
Jayla first.
Jayla's going to go
Wait,
first.
wait, but I didn't go last time.
Too bad.
Fuck. Well,
Well,
then.
it's between you and Luka. I can dice for it if you really want.
No, because I always go like in the top two. Last time was an exception, so make Jayla go first.
Hi.
Wow.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna start with as a character versus Kelariis because that's a session. Well, Kelariis has. Well, she's learned a lot about her sword that she has.
Yep.
Well, I say a lot, but she's learned about her sword that she has and what it can do, and all that fun stuff. I'll say her moment with Tallithsyr when she was praying to him probably made her feel a lot confident, I guess, in what she's been doing, especially after the experience while fighting the Chimera.
Yeah.
And she definitely feels closer to everybody. Maybe besides Arya. Sorry, Luka.
Hello.
After the whole weird well, I guess V was kind of not really part of the conversation. She was just kind of there and hearing things.
But you had a moment afterwards anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess she's also kind of realized that, yeah, they have kind of been treating V as if she can't take care of herself, even though Kelariis, at least, I won't speak, like, obviously I won't speak for everybody else, but like, Kelariis understands that V can. It's just she has that instinct to protect. Bless you, Luka. She has that instinct to protect, and I think part of it is that V might kind of remind of her other certain Dragonborn friend, in an odd way. That's it, yeah. But that's what Kelariis learned and experienced today.
Yeah, particularly after the memories that the sword brought back to you, the comparison is made a lot stronger.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the state that Silverbrook is in right now definitely reminds her of the situation where she did when she made her decision to leave the military. Just obviously not as an extreme.
Yes.
As if she's being forced to leave a situation. As a player, I don't know if it really counts as learning, but I definitely had a really good like role-playing experience today.
Yeah.
I think that's the most role-playing I've ever done in like one straight bit of things happening, and I really, really liked that, and I feel like it forced me as a player to kind of consider more in terms of like individual smaller reactions instead of just big things to say or do.
Yes.
Which I liked it a lot.
Excellent.
And the most memorable part of the session I think it would have to be the conversation when everybody was kind of settling down. Simply because that was a really big thing for Kelariis to talk about that part of her past.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I actually realized I need math through.
Oh.
Yeah. Okie dokie. That is. 600 experience.
Wow.
Okay. Awesome.
I basically had to work out what is 1/3 of this experience threshold that I created, because you guys only did 1/3 of the content, but that's fine.
Hello.
Sorry.
Haven't you learned by now?
No,
Drag
it was very good. I really enjoyed that you guys took off with the role playing more than you did anything else, because I wanted you guys to be making story progression in this session. Right. I'm actually going to skip out on the thing that I just said and making you do it in order, because I'm aware that it's 11 o'clock and Calv is needed.
It's not that huge of a problem today.
Oh, is it not? Okay, that's fine.
No. It should
Okay,
go right.
then I will impose on
me. Okay. Well, today has been a big session.
Yes, it has.
For Arya. I'm gonna go ahead and do me first, because it's probably gonna be shorter. As a player,
Blair, stop breathing so hard.
Sorry.
As a player, I learned that I feel awful when I yell at people while role playing. I feel like such an asshole.
You need to let go of that, because you did really
No.
well.
Thanks, but oh god, I was just like the whole time. Like I knew it was fine, but I was just like
Welcome to the club.
I know. Other than that, I mean, I think we did a pretty good role playing session, like in terms of I think everyone really got into it, and it was fun, and there was a lot of things to go off of.
Ferrous, holy
So-
fuck.
You're like,
Sorry.
It's Darth Vader, everybody.
I keep muting myself on the VOD because it is picking me up, and I don't know why. I think like something's gone wrong with my mic.
Oh no.
Man. And then we go to Arya. And
Are you a fucking mess?
Arya is literally a mess right now. Like, she just... I wasn't kidding when I said this is probably the most emotional she's been in 80 years. Because, I mean, pretty much since her friend died, she's not been this emotional, so... It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So she's
I'd just like to
feeling
point out, by the way, if you fought that thing as a young woman,
Oh, I would have died.
you would be level 1, would probably have 1/3 of your you would have 2/3 of your current stats.
Yep.
It is a miracle that you survived.
Yeah. Well, I think the only reason I survived is because it, you know what it did to my friends, so
Yes.
it wasn't really interested in me. But yeah, so she had a lot of flashbacks to the moment when she originally met this chimera and everything that happened. So she kind of had a little breakdown. I mean, it was pretty obvious that she was having a breakdown because like she just kind of curled up on herself. But I think it kind of made her realize that the people around her are actually like they're good people. Like, she's starting to realize that she does care for them, and like she doesn't want them to be lost to her, which is why she reacted the way she did when V was gone, because she was like, oh my god, I finally started to let people in, and now fuck, one of them's gonna die.
Yeah.
Which is why she kind of like had this panicky moment.
Kind of. Holy
Well,
shit.
Well,
it was
yeah.
thinking of all of them that snapped you out of your fear in the first place anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because I like looked around and I was like, I can't let what happened last time happen again. I have to be stronger. Like, this is literally what I've spent my entire life training to do, is to kill this thing.
Had your anime protagonist moment.
I did have my anime protagonist moment. It came. So, yeah. That's why she kind of reacted the way she did with V, with the crying, because she was like so relieved that she wasn't gonna lose someone again. But yeah, she's been on a roller coaster these last couple days, because she's seen like, and it's not even like just like the fear and like all that stuff. I think also the relationship she's seen between Illiran and Simone is like really kind of confusing her, 'cause she's like, I mean, she's never been in love before, so it's like really weird to watch this happen, and she's like, what the fuck? She doesn't know what to do with that. She doesn't know what to do with her fear, and she doesn't know what to do with the fact that she's letting people in again. So she is a roller coaster of emotions right now.
You spent the last 80 years trying not to feel, and now everything is making you feel.
Yeah, literally all the feels are happening all at once, and it's a lot. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Ew.
100 experience a point to.
I point though. Are we level 5?
No.
No, not yet.
Oh.
No.
Nope.
It's a big jump from.
Ah.
It only gets bigger after that.
Mm-hmm.
Minnie.
Well, a lot of stuff happened. I'll start off as Blair. I noticed I mainly noticed how interesting it can be just having characters do different stuff while like just separate from the group.
Yes.
That was I think that's the main thing I noticed. And for Grim, well, he there's a lot of stuff that happened because well the whole situation with the Chimera. Even though it did slightly hint back to his military days, and
Oh
he
yeah,
also...
you haven't even had the revelation I have planned yet.
No, I know, but because there's been a lot more death than he has had in a long
Yes.
time. Well, that's also why the first thing that he wanted to do was like kind of take care of the others a little bit. But he went around and that kind of stuff. Well, even though his attempts to cheer everybody up weren't as successful, I think he did have a very nice moment with Kelariis and a tiny bit of Vondal. Even though he was kind of didn't want Vondal in just because he didn't want to be part of. If Vondal didn't want to be part of it, he just had to stay out, not just sneak in.
Yeah. And oh yeah, I totally forgot to ask highlights from.
Oh right. Yeah, I'll do it after Graham.
Okay. Oh, and then one final thing. I think the fact that he got to get into a leading position, like just managing people, really also helped him out, like feel a lot better again.
Yes.
Because that's something he hasn't been able to do in forever.
Felt good to be back in command.
Yeah. And my favorite moment, I really enjoyed the long RP, section. I think the conversation was quite nice, just with Kelariis, and
I'm glad you like that because it was. I tried to let that be as freeform as possible and let you guys sort of chime in, but also still being glad that people. So yeah, moment from. Okay.
I would have to say it was probably when we found V and the ensuing fight because it was pretty emotional and
You liked it, but you also disliked shouting at me.
I didn't like shouting at you, but I liked the emotion that was happening.
Yes.
Like the roleplay was good. I
Yes,
didn't like
hold on
what
to
was
that.
happening, but the roleplay was good.
Kill your darlings.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent. Yes, Grim, you can have 600.
okay.
V. Helena.
Well, I don't know. As V, it's been really strange because, especially with the sneaking out and stuff, and especially when everyone found me and stuff, I wasn't expecting it to go that way. But when Arya started shouting really hard, I think because V sort of has this weird admiration for all of her companions because they're all a lot stronger and a lot more experienced than her. And I think Arya shouting at her so hard made that sort of turned that into a negative feeling of feeling inadequate and feeling like everyone treated her as if, again, she was like a child, which she knows she's inexperienced and she knows she's quite childish, but to have everyone treat her like she needs to be babysat, I don't know, it brought out a lot of stuff that I didn't expect her to say, but she definitely said it.
That's good. You got so caught up in the character you didn't even. Yeah.
And also, even before that, because the reason why she snuck out was because after seeing the dryads and stuff, she realized she was so on the clock. She realized that there was so much death going on, and she felt so determined to do something. Again, she feels like around Vondal she can be sort of, very sentimental and sort of he's like a very close friend, but especially around Grim and also Kelariis and Arya and stuff, she feels like she needs to do better. So she really tried to get up and do stuff and be, be helpful and try to help the town get up, because otherwise she felt like she hadn't done anything. Especially during the Chimera fight, everyone was getting in there and she basically hid behind a market stall. She's not very durable and strong, but she still doesn't like hiding. Yeah, it was it was some interesting choices were made. As a player, I also really liked sneaking out because I was just like, I know this is a really dumb thing to do, but it's a V thing to do, and I'm enjoying it.
Yep. You guys got over your fear of splitting the party to actually roleplay.
The getting shouted at though, I was just like, oh no, I fucked things up, and now everyone's angry and emotional, and I felt a little bit bad, like even on V's part, like I was just like, I really royally fucked this up. Yeah. I guess my favorite moment was actually sneaking out, and actually, because it went well, I actually rolled well, and I was just like, yes,
Yep.
I'm sneaking out, and Arya doesn't even know.
For future reference, when I rolled Arya's perception check, she rolled 4. So.
Ah.
Wow.
Oh wow. She is dumb.
No, she was just distracted.
She's like, what is this feeling? So sudden and new.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Except it's love instead of that.
Wow.
Instead of loathing.
Yeah, and also like I don't know, just the sort of the dream thing was really interesting. Even though I'm sorry you had to improvise all of that.
That's okay. No,
Sorry.
that's my job. Like, you throw me a curveball, I gotta catch it.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh, glad you like that. Right. 600 experience.
Uh,
Last but not least for once.
Yeah, for once. Thanks, guys, for taking the bullet for once. Anyway, as a player, for me, it's getting harder and harder.
Yes.
I think this time it's not necessarily a positive thing I learned. I think I'm learning
That's
that
perfectly fine.
I'm actually slightly struggling with the whole, like, separating, like, what I'm thinking with what Vondal would think of. Like, not necessarily because, you know, he knows things that he doesn't know things that I know, but more like this is what I'd do in this situation, but what would Vondal do? Like, with this information, what would he do? Because obviously we're not the same person, so
No.
we'd have different ways to tackle the same problem. So I have trouble sometimes thinking with that. So I guess what I've learned is that I need to figure that out, because that's not a good thing to be struggling with.
No, it is very much something that will, as you play more and more, it becomes second nature. The important thing is to remember you are still all fairly, well, most of you are still fairly new to role playing as a whole.
Yeah. So
And
it's like
you are growing as your characters grow.
yeah. So that's something I need to work on, but of course it is something that just comes with playing more, which we can do. Yay!
Yes.
Amazingly.
And then as a character, oh boy, there's a lot. Like, starting like with the first big thing you learn, like the aftermath of the Chimera, basically, because like he probably has seen like scenes similar, like dead bodies everywhere, people who he's seen grow as a person, who he's trained as a person, now lying dead at his feet. But that was something else. You know, the things that he's seen cause this are not giant three-headed winged beasts that incinerate 3 people at once. Like, the reason he's lost people is when he's been fighting, you know, bandits or whatever else, and they've outnumbered him or whatever else, which isn't the same as just one thing like causing that amount of devastation. So although it was possibly something he should be used to by now, it's the fact that it was slightly different slightly caught him off guard.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he probably was kind of lost in thought for quite a lot of the aftermath. But then of course there was the whole thing with Grim, and I think the reason he tried to like get into the conversation was to kind of try and redeem himself, because he was tired and potentially slightly grumpy in the classic Vondal way. So, and then probably as he was just lying there listening to the music box, listening to Grim and Clarice actually have a really pleasant chat, just kind of felt bad and wanted to try and make up for it. Evidently, he didn't succeed, but that was his attempt. And then, of course, there was the big, well, the second fight with Arya, which is also my memorable moment, by the way. Just the shouting match.
Yeah, as we just like shout at each other.
Vondal continuing to feel very protective for a reason he doesn't quite understand. But again, he does feel bad for the whole thing of, you know, yeah, she isn't a child. She can take care of herself, and he definitely needs to treat her as such, which I guess is what he tried to do with, or when she approached him later about Lily. You know, she's approached him and had this thought, and he's just like, right, this is a serious thing. Take it seriously. You know, if anyone else had come to say this I would be taking it seriously, so I should take it seriously.
Good, like it. Excellent. Yeah, you 600 XP.
Woo.
Woo.
Whew.
I'm really glad you guys got into this
session.
quite so well.
What a
What a
session.
session indeed. Right.
So many rules, hitting them where it hurts.
And
Meanwhile, Ferrous is like, why do I even plan shit?
why do I even plan shit? Why do I literally spend 2 daes like designing encounters when you guys are just like, no, I'm just gonna talk for no, it's fine. It was really good that you guys get into this.
Ferrous,
Look,
think
Ferrous.
about it. All it means is now you don't have to plan next week. 'Cause
And
you
next
already
week,
have.
yeah, it's great.
Look,
Right.
Ferrous,
We've already got.
we went into this knowing that me and Luka are lore horrors.
Yep.
That's
And
true.
we were gonna get totally into the roleplay, so
No, and I very much enjoy it. It does mean that I can plan things for you guys to talk a lot. I can plan things for you guys to not talk a lot, and it works. So, with all of that fuel for people to listen to, we will say goodnight.
There we go.
Good
Ferrous
night.
Ferrous has learned as a
Good
DM that no matter what he does, we will talk a lot.
You... right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
bye.
Bye.